this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com bringing you my April planner tour. So, currently starting off in the month of April, I am in this beauty. And in case you don't know what this is a Franklin Covey Vintage Boston in their compact size. Franklin Covey compact size is comparable to Daytimer portable size and Filofax personal size. However, Franklin Covey's pages, even though the holes are the same and they'll fit in the rings, are a bit wider. So you will find that a lot of the Franklin Covey compact size planner covers are a bit wider than your standard personal size ones are, because it's to accommodate wider pages. They are not as wide as personal wide though, but they are wider than Recollections personal size and Students 52's personal size. Alright, so this is the planner I'm currently in, and this is a vintage Boston. And I also have a compact size non-vintage Boston right here. I don't have the buckle on it right now. I took it off and I don't know which. I put it on one of my other buckled planners because I like buckled planners, so I have a lot of them. And I don't remember which one it's on, so I'll have to take a look. But this is a non-vintage compact size Boston, and this is the vintage. So you'll have to imagine the buckle on it. And the buckle on the vintage is bigger and thicker and nicer looking than the buckle that comes on the non-vintage, which is smaller and thinner, in my opinion, not as rustic looking. The vintage Bostons are unstructured. They have a very nice floppy leather, as to where the non-vintage Bostons are very structured. And yeah, you can see my non-vintage Boston is in the green, and my vintage Boston is in the blue. And I definitely like the vintage Boston better. Now, I think both of the compact Bostons, I believe, came with 1-inch diameter rings. And my biggest complaint about the non-vintage Boston is the location of the hex screws on the rings are a different location than the hex screws are on the rings on all the other Franklin Covey planners I've personally ever seen. So I cannot just take these rings out with the hex screws and pop in a bigger or different pair of Franklin Covey rings because the holes are in a different place. So I'd have to find bigger diameter rings where the holes are in the weird place. Now maybe that's a defect just with my compact non-vintage, or maybe that's how they all came. I do not know. And it is structured. I do prefer unstructured. The pockets are fairly similar. Well, the front pockets are fairly similar. We got card slots, secretarial pocket, and then we got a side pocket here. And then this non-vintage also has a side pocket over here. The vintage does not. And the back pockets, the non-vintage has a side pocket here and then a slit pocket here at the top. As for the vintage, there is a side pocket and then there is a zipper. And they both come with 2 pen loops. But alas, my planner is not in the non-vintage. It is in the beautiful vintage. Now, the rings that came in this one was also, I believe, 1 inch in diameter, and I wanted bigger rings. 1.5 inches, round 1.5 inches are a bit too much for this footprint. It kind of makes things stick out. It makes the pen loops unusable. But I have some oval 1.5 inches, which really kind of works more like 1 1/3 inches. I put those in here, and it works like a champ. So oval 1.5 inch rings in my vintage compact Boston is fabulous. Also, this had silver rings in it, but the buckle is gold. My oval 1.5 inch rings are also gold, so it actually looks better in there too. And because I have these oval 1.5 inch rings, I'm able to stuff this more, which is fabulous. And my rings are not even full, they're fairly close, but I still have some room, so if I need to add some more stuff in here, that is absolutely not a problem. Now, the non-vintage Boston, there's no pocket on the back. The vintage compact Boston, look at that. We got this nice pocket here in the back. And in my pocket here right now, I just got a few sheets of stickers, that's all. Okay. The strap, the buckle is truly adjustable, So you really can adjust the buckle and it will make your strap longer. I have it on its original setting, which is a smaller adjustment. I don't have any need to move it over to these holes and make the strap longer, but I can if I want to. But with the vintage compact Boston, there's no need because the strap is stretchy. So when I close it, I just stretch it out and then pop it on. And on this compact vintage, there is no snap. It is a magnetic closure. But I can tell you I've had zero problems with the magnetic closure. And interestingly enough, so far when I've been taking this out of my purse when I'm out and about, it's still closed. As to where with my Malibu, interestingly enough, and my Filofax Classic Croc, both of those, when I take them out of my purse, maybe about 20 to 30% of the time, the snap is open and my strap is open. That has not yet happened with this one, and this isn't even a snap closure. It is just a flat magnetic closure. It is a strong magnet, and I love it because it's really easy to open and close, and it's not noisy. It's not making that snapping sound. And since I do the brunt of my planning in bed at nighttime, if my husband's asleep next to me, it's nice not to be making snapping noises. So the magnet's nice and quiet. So you already saw this nice back pocket here. I just have some stickers. So going inside, we've got 2 pen loops. They are elasticized on the back and real leather on the front. And yes, the vintage compact Boston is a floppy. It's non-structured, and it is a genuine leather. It's a very good leather. And as I said, I put an 1.5-inch oval shaped rings in here. The 1.5-inch round rings won't work, but the 1.5-inch oval will work. All right, and then so my front pen loop is a dual tip Sharpie, and my back pen loop is my typical favorite pen, black colored Pilot Precise V5 fine point. All right, and then in my front pockets here, I have a little side pocket in here, and inside that side pocket I just have a sticky list pad and a couple of bucks for planner money. And then secretarial pocket, I just have a card and an envelope here in case I need to give anyone a card. And then in all these card slots here, in the viewable card slot, I just have a trimmed down journaling card. And then I just have some more sticky notes that are almost gone, some Avery dots, Avery labels, whole reinforcement stickers, and then a couple other more sticky note options and that I'm using up. And then we come to my front dashboard / my inspiration page. It's the same one that I have had all year. I just added some washi tape to it, and I just changed it up a little bit with a little bit of washi tape or extra stickers here and there. And on the back, I still have our current family picture. And then in my homemade top loading page, I have my husband's and I wedding picture from 1997. And then the next page is a laminated page of the poem, Do the Next Thing. The author is unknown. You can look it up online. And I have a little top tab on top of that, because if I grab that top tab and flip it over, well, on this side is some sticky notes for when I write quick notes to myself. And then over here is my running grocery list. I keep several sheets of this, and I just have them held together with a magnetic bookmark. And the current sheets in here say the shopping list on top. And that's just trimmed down magnetic list pad. I just trimmed shorter and punched. It's really cute. All right, and after that we come to my first divider. It's labeled Home, and this is my homemaking section. So the first page in here is my daily chores. And then the next 2 pages after that are my children's cleaning chores and my children's table chores. Page after that is my deep cleaning and organization projects, and I am still on the top of this list, and I just remade this list last month. So I'm still at the top of this list, which is organize all non-bedroom closets. So I'm still going through every closet in the house except for bedroom closets. This house has a lot of closets, and I'm needing to repair doors on a couple of them as well. So I'm taking my time going through that, and that also includes a closet, a really big closet that I turned into a pantry storage closet, and then we have a linen closet, and then we have multiple coat closets, etc. So yes, I'm still going through that. Next page after that is my master grocery list. I have a little top tab on it because if I grab that and turn the page, brings me to my menu plan for the week. And I plan out my menu each week. I plan out our breakfast, lunches, and suppers, including their side dishes. So that's my menu plan. And then after that, I have breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas to help me with the menu planning. So like that's my breakfast page for ideas. Lunch ideas, I have a sticky note on it, but I can just flip it up to see the lunch ideas. And then we have supper ideas. And the ideas also contain suggested sides. Then I just have a few pages of holiday menu ideas for Thanksgiving and New Year's. And then the next page is labeled recipe sections, and we have this little side tab here to mark it to get it easy to get to when I need to, because this is my recipe section. And the pages in here are numbered, and I have a table of contents, and the table of contents just gives the page numbers for the sections. And the sections are quick go-tos, breads and breakfasts, main meals, sides, baking, and special. And all the rest of my homemaking section are recipes. So my next divider is labeled school, and it is my homeschooling section. And I'm a homeschooling mother of 4. My oldest child is graduated, so I still have 3 children that I'm homeschooling, and I'm currently homeschooling grades 11, 9, and 7. So the first page in here is a basic overview of year 11, and then the next 2 pages are basic overviews of years 9 and 7. And then after that, I have our current homeschool schedule. And then after that is our course of study, aka our current curriculum chart. And after that is our list of our current copywork assignments. And then after this I have reading lists, and I actually have the reading list written out for all the rest of their grades, all the way up to graduation. And then after that we have Bible essay topics, which we are currently taking a break from. So we've started on the top part, but we haven't really completed it yet because we're currently going through some Franklin Covey planner worksheets that I had gotten from Franklin Covey for the kids. I got them in letter size so they can pop them right into their school binders, where it's going over goal planning, roles and values, writing your own mission statement. We've been slowly going through those. And then after that, I just have, for our school days, for each school day, we have our little lesson plans there for each day. And then after that, I just have some Filofax paper for notes. So my next section is labeled budget, and it is my budget section. Alright, and then the first page is a printed up page called Budget Guide, and it just lists which reoccurring expenses we pay on which checks. And then pages after that are just various different sheets of filler paper. I write the date of the check on the top of the piece of paper, and then I write down from looking at my budget guide which expenses we're paying on that check. I then turn to my calendar, I see what's coming up during that pay period, write down any extra expenses from that calendar, appointments, birthdays, etc. And then I just keep our running total and budget on the sheets of paper. So my next section is labeled Notes, and it is my complete notebook. So the first part in Notes, the first page you come to, is a table of contents, because from here all the way up to this polka dotted tab I have sticking out on the top, the pages are numbered, and those sections are gift ideas, kids grocery week checklist, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information, codes, and tracking. And then I have a little tab inside the page numbered section that if I turn to, it takes me directly to family information and to codes. And then I have that top tab that I mentioned earlier. If I flip to that, it takes me to my next section in my notebook section, which is my directory. It's directions to certain places I have trouble getting to, and then some phone numbers and addresses of some family members and close friends. Then I have a little side tab still here in my notes section. I flip to that side tab and it just brings me to my brain dump. I keep a lot of temporary projects and whatnot in here, and then anything that turns more permanent will eventually get moved to a section. And then after the brain dump, the rest of my notes section is just a whole bunch of filler paper. A lot of the filler paper, such as this one, is this trimmed down magnetic list pad. This one is from the Target Dollar Spot. What I like about a lot of the Target Dollar Spot magnetic list pads is a lot of them are almost the exact same width as a personal size paper, and they're just longer. So you just trim it shorter, punch it, and it goes right in. So it's a very cheap way to get filler paper for a personal size planner that is also pretty. And yes, even though I'm in a Franklin Covey binder, I am using standard personal size pages, not the Franklin Covey wider pages. And this binder is not too wide looking for that, because since I put in the bigger rings, this makes this planner more personal size rather than the Franklin Covey compact size. And don't get Franklin Covey compact size mixed up with Filofax compact size. Franklin Covey compact size is their version of personal size, but a bit wider. And Filofax's personal size, compact size, is a Filofax personal size with tiny rings. So there's a big difference there. So yeah, the rest of my notes section is filler paper. Here's some from a magnetic list pad from a grocery store. This one is from a magnetic list pad, I think, from Michael's. Yeah, it's just a variety. I also have some Franklin Covey filler paper in here too. That's some Blooms filler paper. I got an assortment of Filofax filler paper in here as well. So this is just where I keep extra filler paper for when I need more paper for like my budget section or grocery section, or for writing in more notes, or if I need to slip in an extra page somewhere, then this is where I get it from. Okay, now my next divider is labeled planning, and it is my official planner section. And the first page in here is a calendar of 2019, and this was from a Kate Spade planner. And then the next page is Planner Hints and Helps by Franklin Covey. And then after that, I have all of my calendars in here, my month on 2 pages for the whole year of 2019. And my month on 2 pages are Daytimer, and they're Daytimer Garden Path. And they're a Daytimer portable size, which will fit into Franklin Covey Compact and will also fit into Filofax Personal. And so we are up to April. Here's the pretty April divider. And then my April month. And then we flip to where I am to today with my today marker. And I am on day on 2 pages, and my day on 2 pages is Franklin Covey compact size Blooms day on 2 pages. But I don't have them as wide as Franklin Covey. What I did was I took the compact size Blooms and I trimmed them more narrow and repunched them. And it works fabulous. I am having 0 problems with that. It's not an issue at all. So here is the first page for today. Then we got my page finder. Then we got my laminated master to-do list / master schedule. And then we got my second page for today. So here's what a blank day on 2 pages Franklin Covey compact size Blooms look like. And remember, I trimmed them more narrow and repunched them. So yeah, I really like it. And the current 2019 design of Blooms, fabulous. It is my favorite version of Blooms that Franklin Covey has done so far. I very much have been enjoying it. And I only have 1 month of day on 2 pages in here at a time. Since I have the bigger rings, I could probably put in another month. And if I removed some of my extra filler papers from the notes section, I could have 3 months. But I like just having 1 month at a time. And right now, I just trim down 1 month at a time. So on March 31st, I sat down on the floor with my paper cutter and everything while my husband and I were watching a movie. And I just trimmed down all of my Aprils to pop them in. And it only takes a few minutes. So, but I mean, I could just trim everything down at once and be done with it. But I like going month by month so that if I change my mind and I want to do the Franklin Covey wider, then I can go ahead and reprint things wider and go wider and keep it wider if I want to. I would just have to, switch to the wider month on 2 pages. All right, so after all of my planning pages, I have a sheet of Filofax paper, and at the top I labeled it Future Planning 2020 Plus, and I already have some future plans on that, so I'm not going to show that to you. And then after that, I have a Studio 52 notepad. These are one of those types of notepads we can stick in a back slit. Well, this binder doesn't have a back slit, and I like these pages, so I just have them in the rings. And the Studio 52 planning pages are wider than personal, but their notepad pages are thinner than personal. They're more narrow, I should say. But it's good if I need to write down a note and I need it on a bit sturdier paper, because their paper is quite thick, then I can grab some from here. And after that, I have a page lifter with just some extra labels and whatnot on it. And then after that, I actually have another page lifter with nothing on it, because I found in this particular binder, with how I have it currently set up, 2 page lifters in the back work better for closing my binder than just one. Okay, then we come to my back pockets. So I have a zipper pocket here in the back, and in that zipper pocket, I just have my washi card and some page flags. And then in this back secretarial, I've just got some papers I like to keep, have some bills waiting to be paid, and I have some more sticky list paper. And that is my current planner setup. I am enjoying it. The pockets and the structure, or the lack of structure, of the Franklin Covey Compact Vintage Boston is fabulous. For those of you who have watched me for years, you know that I had wanted a Boston for a long time, and I did get a Boston in the classic size. That's the bigger size. Non-vintage, but still very nice, and it matches this one. It's about the same color as this. And then when I went to compact or personal size, the compact Boston non-vintage wasn't really my thing. So when I got an opportunity to get the compact vintage Boston, I went for it. Now this did come from a smoker's house, so it did have cigarette smoke on it and cigarette smoke smell, but the price was cheap, so I was willing to work with it. And I've had this for quite a while now, several months. What I did was I used some baby wipes to just clean it and wipe it all down. And then I used some cotton balls, and I rubbed thieves oil all over it. And it got the smoke off, and it got rid of the smoke smell. I was amazed how well it worked. So if you end up getting a used binder from someone who is a smoker, then yeah, use something like a baby wipe or something. You want to test a small spot first to make sure you're not going to ruin your leather. And then wipe it all down, clean it all up, take your time, give it a few minutes to dry, and then rub some thieves oil on it. Again, do a small test spot first to make sure it's not going to mess up your leather. And it works really good. So this concludes my planner tour. Have a blessed day.